Hello guys, welcome to Ekalavya, driven by passion, among the series of lectures on aircraft performance. In this video, we're gonna discuss regarding the topic condition for minimum thrust required. Why minimum thrust required is important. Minimum the requirement of thrust, minimum is the requirement of fuel, and for maximum aerodynamic efficiency, we saw that the thrust required should be minimum. Then what is the condition required to achieve this minimum thrust required? Let us start with equation of thrust required and explore terms in it. For a level unaccelerated flight, thrust required is equal to drag, and drag in turn can be written as product of dynamic pressure, wing area, and coefficient of drag. Coefficient of drag CD can be split into CD0 plus CDI. Next, the CDI in turn can be expressed as CL square by pi E AR. So with it, we end up with thrust required equal to Q infinity S CD0, which is 0 lift thrust required, plus Q infinity S CL square by pi E AR, which is lift induced thrust required. Let us denote this as equation 1. Thrust required varies with velocity V infinity. Now if we see equation 1, CL also should be varying with V infinity, as we saw that in the previous video, that is video lecture 8, where we were discussing regarding impact of angle of attack on thrust required curve. So with that, we came to know that with velocity the CL also is changing. So in the equation 1, there is a need to replace the value of CL by velocity, for which we'll be making use of the lift equation. For a level unaccelerated flight, lift will be equal to weight. Lift in turn can be expressed as product of dynamic pressure, wing area into coefficient of lift. So from this expression, we can get coefficient of lift as CL is equal to weight by dynamic pressure into wing area. Let us denote this as equation 2. Now substituting equation 2 in equation 1, we get the below equation. So in this thrust required equation, in the second term, Q infinity S is in the numerator and Q infinity S square is in the denominator. So we can cancel them, and after simplification we get thrust required as Q infinity S CD0 plus W square by Q infinity S pi E AR. Let us denote this as equation 3. So from figure, equation 3 represents the equation of thrust required curve. From equation 3, we also see that the lift induced thrust required decreases with increase in velocity, or else with the increase in dynamic pressure Q infinity. Zero lift thrust required increases with increase in velocity or increase in dynamic pressure. In order to find minimum point, we use the concept of finding critical point for a given equation of curve. For finding critical point, we usually differentiate the equation with respect to the variable and equate it to 0. Here thrust required varies with velocity V infinity. Therefore T TR by dv infinity should be equated to 0. But equation 3 is in terms of q infinity, so we can write change in thrust required with respect to dynamic pressure as change in thrust required by change in velocity into change in velocity with respect to change in dynamic pressure, and this should be equal to 0 in order to identify the critical point. If change in thrust required by change in dynamic pressure is equal to 0, it implies change in thrust required with respect to change in velocity is equal to 0. You can be wondering, how is it possible? Since q infinity is expressed as half rho infinity v infinity square, if there is a change in velocity, for sure there should be change in dynamic pressure. So change in velocity with respect to change in dynamic pressure can't be 0. So the only term along with change in velocity with respect to change in dynamic pressure is change in thrust required with respect to change in velocity. So it has to be 0. So with that, our change in thrust required by change in dynamic pressure equal to 0 can be considered. Therefore, for critical point, now we will be considering change in thrust required with respect to change in dynamic pressure equal to 0. Substituting thrust required from equation 3, we will be getting the following equation. Substituting change in thrust required with respect to change in dynamic pressure as 0 and simplifying the RHS. In the first term, q infinity was there, so the other term, wing area and CD naught, can be assumed as constant. So differentiation of dynamic pressure with respect to dynamic pressure gives us 1, considering S and CD naught as constant, so they will be remaining. Next, differentiating the second term, dynamic pressure is in the denominator, so we'll be getting minus q infinity, and the power should be added up with minus 1, so we'll be having q infinity to the power of minus 2. We can bring it back to denominator, and the rest terms can be assumed to be as constants. Moving S into CD naught to LHS and bringing S to the denominator, we end up with the following equation: CD naught equal to W square by Q infinity square S square pi E AR. If we see a level flight where lift is equal to weight, and lift, if we express it as product of dynamic pressure, wing area, coefficient of lift, from the coefficient of lift should be equal to W by Q infinity S. In our relation, we are having W square by Q infinity square S square, so this term can be replaced by CL square. So we'll be ending up with CD naught equal to CL square by pi E AR. CL square by pi E AR is nothing but CDI. So CD naught should be equal to CDI. That is, zero lift drag should be equal to drag due to lift. This is the condition for minimum thrust required. If we want to achieve minimum thrust required, our velocity should be in such a way that CD naught will be equal to CDI. It is possible when L by D is maximum. Please do like, comment and subscribe. We'll catch you again in the next video. Thank you.